YouTube, welcome back to TelliVision87. So let's jump into it. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, season 6, episode 4, Black Exploitation. We're gonna jump into the scene right here. We are at the spa, and Tiffany and Kiki, they are getting into it. They're going back and forth. Tiffany feels like Kiki was wrong for speaking on Tisha and Marceau's marriage, and Kiki was defending herself and everything. But it gets really heated to the point where Letitia comes in and like grabs Kiki's face, because we're not about to have Tiffany upset and possibly go into labor here at this, you know what I'm saying, and the massage in the spa. So we're gonna have to tone it down a little bit. And in the midst of all that, like after that, Stormy and Kiki are going back and forth, and Stormy saying, "Well, I heard you mention my name, da 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 da. But if you had a problem at the Christmas party, the pajama party, where I was bringing up your cousin Tisha, all you had to do was tell me to shut the F up, to shut the fuck up. You know, that's all you had to do, and that would have been that. But it's like you didn't say anything to me then, but now you're bringing it up and making it seem like you had that big of an issue." So that's Kiki and Stormy going back and forth. And in the midst of all of this, Melody gets up and she's gathering her stuff. She's changing her clothes. Baby Melody is over it. She's about to go. So after she gets her things together, she comes back and she's like, "Well, I hope everybody can, just decide to, move forward and have a conversation. But I don't think this was the objective of tonight's get together. And, we all just need to come together and have better discussions without all the extra rah rah." That's basically what she's saying. But Stormy's like, "No, well, we're just having a conversation. Nobody is, getting too out of control or anything. We're just getting what's on our chest, getting it off of our chest." So they leave that spa scene or whatever, but Mel just is like so above it. She don't have time for any of that. So the next scene we get is with the fellas, okay? We get Marceau, we get Maurice, and we get Martel. They are gonna hang out at the batting cage and just shoot the breeze, talk about Sheree mainly because Sheree definitely, she calls in the middle of them getting together. You can date. Let me tell you something. Okay, that's what I wanted right there. Martel gets there, got everything, got the shorts on, the legs out. They get there. Sheree calls. He doesn't answer. So Maurice is like, "What's going on with you and Sheree? I just saw you last week, and you was trying to be, uh, all chivalrous and walk Mel to her car. So which one is it?" And Martel goes on this whole "I'm a gentleman" thing. "I'm always be a gentleman. That's the mother of my 4 kids." Blah 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 blah. But let real time tell it, it's something completely different when it comes to Martel. But Martel is saying it's been a rough couple of years, but he's starting to, get back on track. He's thinking about doing another wine event, and Sheree will be there. So speaking of Sheree, is she the one? Are y'all talking about having kids? And Martel is like, she says she's down to maybe have, one or two or whatever. But this is just so weird because we can clearly see that is just for the cameras. It's just for a storyline. This is so inauthentic. And Martel mentions when he gets there to the guys that he had just come from an upscale shoot from a couple of days ago. And if y'all remember on that clip, we saw the sneak peek from Real Housewives of Atlanta, After he got done with that same shoot, he went over to Sheree. So, talk about Sheree. She's been there for him, blah 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 blah. But it's clear it's not going anywhere. They're both playing with each other. They using each other. The Love and Marriage Huntsville, Housewives of Atlanta, we just eating it up. Okay, it is what it is. Whether it's real or fake, it is certainly entertaining. Um, and after that, they briefly talk about just being the providers for their families and doing what they have to do in order to keep everything going, to do what's best to provide for their families, with their children and everything like that. So the next scene we have Marceau and the new business partner Gino. Y'all remember Gino and took over the office, okay? Now, this is Gino right here. Now, we all saw last episode, Marceau gives Tisha the boot out of her office. This is Gino, the new business partner. But they're going back and forth, just talking about two brothers coming together, working, on the business and how all that's going good. But Gino says that, he wished that he was more in partnership with his wife or his ex-wife, instead of kind of putting her in a box like Marceau does with Tisha, because Marceau was like, yeah, Tisha is gonna be, the owner, but the day to day and all the extra ins and outs that go on, I'm trying to protect her. I'm trying to shield her from all the bad things that happen. But Gino was like, bro, you can't do that. It will be more beneficial to have her here so we can have some form of checks and balances amongst, our partnership. So it gives Marceau something to think about. Definitely gives him something to think about. And yeah, you can tell Marceau is really like, dang, he kind of like hangs his head down. But because Marceau knows that Gino is making perfect sense, but Marceau wants to do what Marceau wants to do. But I'm glad that Gino is a good dude. He was able to talk some sense into Mr. Marceau. So now we get to the next scene, and Kimmi and Tisha, they are meeting at the Scott's business office or whatever. Because when they met for coffee the other day, Kimmi and Tisha, oh child, Tisha was like, Marceau kicked me out, blah blah blah. I need some office space. Okay, Kimmi invites Tisha down. Come look at this podcast space Maurice doesn't use. Maybe he could turn it into some sort of space for you to get some things done. Okay, cool. They get that out the way. But then they start talking about, everything that happened at the spa and how they were able to talk some things out ultimately and move forward. But speaking of moving forward, that's like Kimmi's whole theme this season is moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. So, moving forward, they want to talk about this Black Business Expo idea. And then we get Mel in the picture. Boom. Okay, here comes Mel. They're sitting at the table. Okay, here we go. They're sitting at the table talking things through, and they felt like they are getting to a better place. The mutual respect that was lost between them at some point is starting to come back around. So sure, they're open to, possibly moving forward in some sort of business in a sort of business kind of way. And Melody also brings up the idea of, having some tea, meeting with the etiquette expert and someone to help them talk through how to better communicate instead of going from like 0 to 100. They can recognize when maybe their tones are getting a little bit out of whack, and to just kind of reel it on in before it goes off the deep end. Because y'all remember that Galentine's Day party? That was off the chain. That went left real quick, and we got Destiny and Stormy talking about that's what's up for 5 minutes. So we're gonna try this again, and hopefully this time around it'll be better. So next we get Marceau. Marceau and Tisha, they're having a moment um, before they get the presentation together. Tisha wants to run it by Marceau, but Marceau is sitting here. He's so pensive, and he's telling Tisha like, "Oh, I had this conversation with Chino, and he really got me to thinking. I'm so busy trying to protect you, but I don't want to have you protected so much to where you become super weak and cannot, like maneuver or stand on your own just in case something were to go down business wise." So that's what Marceau is basically telling Tisha, that he wants to be better when it comes to that aspect, and he doesn't want to just keep her in a box. He doesn't want to shut her out. But Marceau genuinely thought that he was doing something right and just not telling her about, you know, anything negative that has to do with the business. But you have to be able to go through the negative, you have to be able to work through it. Everything is not peaches and cream every day. And if that's your partner, Marceau, then you need to talk to her. That's what she's there for. So, okay, they kiss, hug, they make up. Marceau gonna try to do better. So now that we've gotten past that, this is the scene that is like hilarious to me, because they start the Black Business Expo idea. They get the presentation going. Now, first of all, everybody is there, but Marceau and Letitia, the ones who are behind this, they come 45 minutes late. Why are you that late to your own presentation? That's like a no-no. We got to get your time management together first. But anyway, they get there, they give the presentation, everybody claps up, blah, blah, blah. They get to talking about the Black Business Expo. But the one thing that is kind of confusing, is, especially to Kimmi, is this a Marceau and Letitia event that everybody is participating in, or is this something that we are all working on together? And after a few times of trying to, get the answer, ultimately it's Marceau and Tisha's event, but everybody is welcome to pitch in and do as much or as least as they want to. But this is the part that's funny to me, because let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get down to, Marceau wants to keep doing a damn cheers every 2 seconds, but Kimmi and Melody say, hold up, well, not so fast. Like, what is the business part? Are y'all gonna be charging a fee, for the speakers, meaning all of them? Are y'all gonna be charging? Um, they say, Tisha and Marceau say they weren't planning on paying, or they weren't planning on paying anybody. It was gonna be a free event for everybody to come. They weren't gonna pay anybody for to speak or anything like that. It was just gonna be free 99 across the board. But Mel was like, I'm cool, me and teacher are getting to a better place, but I'm not about to be working for free. And I could understand that, because I could maybe understand if this was season 1 and we didn't really know who they were. But this is season 6. Everybody is well known now, and they have earned the right to charge a fee for an appearance, a speaking engagement, whatever the case may be. So Mel wasn't saying it like, rude or anything like that. She was just simply asking, hey, what's the fee? And do y'all want us to post to social media? Kimmi asked, what's the marketing strategy? Okay, it's going to be on social media. Mel says, so how much y'all paying for how much y'all paying for social media posts? Child, Tisha didn't know. She didn't know what was going on, but like I said, it's a good idea. You want to do it for your community, but you have to have some type of money coming in somewhere. And then somebody suggested, okay, well, get somebody to sponsor or something, and then take that money and divvy it up, or like whatever the case may be. But Melody and Kimmi were asking the right questions in terms of the business and the marketing, but it's like Marceau and Tisha were just, like I said, free 99 across the board. They were gonna fund everything, but then have everybody come on and speak for free. So yeah, at the end of the day, um, they end up toasting. Like I said, Kimmi tried every time Marceau tried to lift up the toast. Kimmi was like, well, wait, well, what about this? Well, what about this? Um, but like I said, I thought that was pretty funny. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. Everybody sitting there at the round table. That's what I want. Everybody sitting there at the round table or the square table, talking about the Black Business Expo. The Black Business Expo. Drop your thoughts down below. Thank you guys for watching. Let's keep it going in the comments section. It's TelliVision87, and I will check you guys in the next video. In the meantime, if you missed some of the content that I put up, I'm going to link a video right here for you guys. All right. Talk to y'all soon.